Welcome to Innovative Ideas, where the elite promise to make the world a better place, but often only end up reinforcing the very systems they claim to change. Winners Take All, the elite charade of changing the world by Anand Giridharadas pulls back to the curtain on the phenomenon, exposing how the rich and the powerful maintain their influence under the guise of philanthropy. This is a story about power, inequality, and subtle ways in which society's elite preserves the status quo while appearing to be agents of progress. Stick around for the next some minutes as we dive deep into this thought-provoking book. The author's Winners Take It All urges that many of the wealthy and powerful figures who present themselves as agents of change are in fact reinforcing the very systems of inequality they claim to fight. Through their efforts in philanthropy and venture capital, social impact work, they try to address societal problems like poverty, climate change, and radical inequality, but only to the extent that these solutions do not threaten their own privileged positions. The author presents a sharp critique of this elite philanthropy and market-driven approach to change society, suggesting that real progress and demands more than surface-level reforms. It requires challenging the deeper structures that allow inequality to persist in the first place. At the heart of this book is the concept of win-win solutions, the idea that companies can do financially while also doing good socially. This is a narrative promoted by the elites in Silicon Valley, finance, and the corporate world. They argue that the capitalism, properly harnessed, can solve the world's biggest problems, whether it's through apps to improve education or microloans to reduce poverty. But the author takes issue with this idea, suggesting that it's not possible to create meaningful social change without addressing the inherent contradictions in the system. True change, he urges, requires questioning the structures of capitalism itself, something that the elites are unwilling to do because it might jeopardize their wealth and power. Behind the win-win rhetoric is a sad reality. We don't live in a time of shared abundance. We live in a time of staggering inequality in which the benefits of economic growth had been disturbed. The author uses the term market world to describe this ecosystem of the global elites, business leaders, philanthropists, and influencers who gathers at conferences like Davos or Clinton Global Initiative to discuss how to solve the world's problems. Market world is more than just a place, it's a mindset. The elites believe that the best way to make the world a better is through the principles of the free market. But this mindset is deeply flawed because it urges that these elites are not only failing to solve the world's biggest problems, but they're actually perpetuating them. By focusing on solutions that work within existing power structures, they ensure that the wealth and power remain concentrated in the hands of the few. In other words, market world is more concerned with tweaking the system rather than transforming it. It operates under assumption that the winners of our current economic system are best positioned to fix its failings without realizing that they are part of the problem. The role of philanthropy is a central theme in Winners Take All. The author critiques the notion that the billionaires can or should be the ones who driving social change. Philanthropy often allows the wealthy to dictate which problems are worth solving and which solutions are pursued. This means that the systematic problems like economic inequality, labor rights, and corporate regulations are often ignored in favor of less controversial, more market-friendly issues. For example, the way philanthropy focuses on improving education or health in poor countries without addressing the root causes of poverty or the global systems of exploitation. While these efforts may help some, they do not lead to the structural changes necessary for long-term equality. One of the more provocative arguments in the book claimed that the elites who dominate market worlds aren't truly interested in solving today's society's deepest problems. Instead, they are invested in maintaining the systems that allow them to remain powerful. In fact, many of the so-called solutions they propose benefit themselves. Venture philanthropy, an example, is often structured in a way that allows the wealthy to profit from their charitable investments. They solve problems in a way that doesn't disrupt their influence, never addressing the root causes of inequality, exploitation, and injustice. The authors suggest that real social change is being held back by these elites who see their influence and privilege as inherently good and necessary. This creates a vicious cycle where the rich gets richer and the problems they claim to solve remain unsolved. In the last chapters of Winners Take It All, the author calls for a fundamental shift in how we think about social change. He urges that instead of relying on the wealthy to fix the world, we need to embrace systematic change. Change that challenges the power structures that enable inequality in the first place. This includes reforming the way we approach democracy, labor, and corporate power. The elites of market world may have good intentions, but their approach is fundamentally flawed. True justice, as the author suggests, cannot come from top to down. It must be driven by ordinary people who demand a fairer, more equitable society. Justice cannot be achieved with the permission of the very people who stand to benefit from injustice. Winners Take All is a powerful critique of the way our society approaches social change. It's a reminder that real transformative progress requires more than just good intentions. It demands that we question the systems that produce inequality in the first place. If you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. How do you think we can tackle the challenges of inequality and injustice in our world today?